Hi, this is Jeff Neville with Selective Imagery. This video is to just share a little journey going through a botanical garden using these two great lenses and share some images with you. And at the end, I will give you my opinion of the lenses in genre that I used it in this video. Now, I did a previous first impressions presentation on Chuck's live stream, which is AP Studios, and you can go to his live talk titled Live Talk / Z9 FW version 2.0. And if you go to the 1 hour, 7 minute, and 17-second mark, that's where I start my presentation on my first impressions of the 24-120 lens, and I share some street photography images that I took with that lens. So I thank Chuck for his patience and willingness to let me go on his channel and share the information, and I highly recommend that you go and check him out. So let's continue. So here we are, starting on our journey, walking through the park. What do you look for? Obviously, color is a big thing. And texture, detail. You can't be afraid to do a little cropping to emphasize the quality of the image. What you're seeing now are images taken with the 24-120 f4. The bokeh is beautiful for f4. I don't see where anyone would complain about it at all. You can isolate your subject if you pick the right background. Now this is at 10 a.m. roughly starting time in the Eastern Coast. It's a little bit bright. I'm trying to find some flowers that are in partial shade or open shade. And it's not like you can walk around being an army of one with a diffusion panel. And you're not allowed to use tripods, so you can't like put an arm attachment on it and hold a panel while you're shooting. So you have to underexpose a bit, and that's just the way it is. These lilies that are in this park are just absolutely gorgeous. They're just a wide variety of colors. Now, these are all taken basically in the same area, and it's just a different variety. And you just take it, at eye level, shooting down inside some of the lilies, change your angle, change your direction, walk around the whole area. I don't know, I just have a thing for lilies, what can I tell you? Some of these will definitely end up on the wall in my house. No question about it. I'm not much of a person when it comes to taking care of plants. Unfortunately, they die on me all the time. So I enjoy going somewhere where there's other people that can do a good job and keep them going. Now this image, and for some subsequent images, this will be with the 105 macro lens. Now this is zooming in on that flower, and the detail inside is amazing. It just looks so beautiful. Both these lenses perform remarkably well, and like I said, these were not basically optimal conditions when it comes to lighting by any means. Now this is full frame shot, and then I cropped it just to focus on that fountain a little bit more, and I shot it at a little bit of a slow shutter speed, like 1/40th of a second, just to get a little blur. This image is more about texture and color, where this is about isolation. Sometimes you just like to try to get as much pop and variation of color as you can in an image. Now here we're switching back to the 24-120. Now in this image, the flower on the left has a small ant on the petal on the left hand side, and the next image will be a crop of that. So you can see the detail in that ant on this flower with the 24-120, and it's just impeccably sharp. Color and texture, I mean, it just really grabs you. And you know, you shoot a interesting scene when you find it that really might not have much to do with flowers. And I can't name all these flowers. I am not a flower expert, so I'll leave it to you flower experts to correct me if I say something wrong, or tell me what some of these are. Now at the end of the shoot, I decided to take some live oaks. And in these live oaks, depending on the time of the year, I mean, sometimes you find red-tailed hawks in them. One year we had a great horned owl that had babies in one of these live oaks, drew a lot of attention. And there's also a lot of interesting sculptures and designs in the park that really make it a very interesting place to go. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Definitely a bit more relaxing and upbeat versus the last one I did, which was honestly took a lot out of me. And because of that, I may be slowing down a little bit. I've been really busting my behind trying to provide content to motivate people to get out and shoot, and burning the candle at both ends and wearing me down a little bit. So I'm probably going to skip my photo of the week this coming Sunday, and slow down, throttle back a little bit, but I will come out with content on a weekly basis, and hope you bear with me and keep supporting me. I really appreciate it. And definitely my comments on these lenses. So let's start with the 24-120. If you go back to AP Studios live stream feed that I mentioned earlier, I think you'll find out between what I said then about this lens and what I talked about during the making of this video, is the 24-120 for me is a must-have lens, a great carry-around lens, a great travel lens, super versatile. And being f4 is no issue at all. You still have great bokeh. It's sharp corner to corner, and it's just a marvelous piece of work. I mean, many times better than the F-mount version ever was. And if you ever had a bad taste in your mouth because you had the F-mount version, don't worry, you're going to have a good taste in your mouth if you buy this lens, and it's reasonably priced. Now, as far as the 105 macro, which you know, I might have had 10 shots in this series from that. I love that lens as well. I mean, it doesn't have the same versatility being a fixed lens, but at the same time, if I want 1-to-1 reproduction ratio, that's what you got to have. And if you're shooting on the stamen of a flower, or if you're trying to focus in on the head of an insect, or it would have done a great job on that tiny little ant on the petal of the flower that I took with the 24-120. You can't beat it. It's sharp as a tack. It's a wonderful lens, and I also highly recommend that. And that's a deal as well for what they charge for that lens. So I mean, if you want to do any kind of close-up / macro photography, these lenses are a 1-2 knockout punch in my opinion. And the benefit of 24-120 is It's so much more than a close focusing lens. I mean, you can get as close as 1.15 feet, and that's at any of the zoom positions on that lens. So it's phenomenal. And don't rule out the 105 as a phenomenal portrait lens. I have not used it in that manner yet, but there's no reason to believe that you would not get stunning portraits with that lens. So that's all I have to say about these two wonderful pieces of glass. I thank you for watching the video. Until next time, enjoy life, capture some of it.